What up, what up, what up? What better day to be celebrating National Take a Chance Day than the NFL Draft Day, April 23rd, virtual NFL Draft today. Very excited for that. Hopefully you are as well if you're a fan of the NFL or you just want something to watch. But also, we got some nice actual times that aren't in the middle of the night for the League of Legends noon 6-game slate. I'm recording this at 6 in the morning, so the shelf life on this video might not be that long, but you're mistaken. There's a night slate as well. They're going to break that up into, I believe, a 2-game slate at night. So these projections will work. And that's right. There are projections over my shoulder. This is what I put out on Patreon for the EU Masters. It's already up. These are my projections for every single player at every single position. I will scroll through them. The reason that I'm not going to do the stat breakdown, I have that on the right over here. If you go back to 2019 stats from this EU Masters, whether it's the play-in or the actual EU Masters, not a lot of teams are in that are in that now. And if you go back to this year, well, there's only like 1 or 2 games. So it's trying to piece together a bunch of different playing times from a bunch of different leagues for these players. And that wouldn't look that appealing in a screen share over my shoulder. But welcome if you're brand new. My name is Sal Vedri, and if you're returning, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that notification bell right on over somewhere on the screen. And let's get into this video. I just want to say thank you so much. I'm going to continue to be releasing this content. I'm going to continue to be putting out season-long NFL content, probably a video a day for each of those. So hopefully you enjoy that content that is going out. If you have any content recommendations, let me know. Had a lot of people asking about Call of Duty content. I already have the models created for that. I'm going to put the projections up on Patreon later today. I'm not positive if I'm going to make a video yet for it. Only a 10K to first prize pool usually means that there's not a lot of interest in the videos for that type of stuff, but maybe I'll put one out there. But if you do indeed want to get access to the projections, to the value, to the stacks that I'm going to like, because Call of Duty stacking is going to be just as important as League of Legends, you can find all of that down below. You can support me over on Patreon. And once again, just hit that subscribe button on your podcast platform of choice. Leave a comment down below. Let me know, what are you going to take a chance on today? Who should you see the NFL Draft take a chance on today? Well, let me know. How are you celebrating National Take a Chance Day? Is it by playing this Masters slate? What is it? Just let me know. I appreciate that. And with that said, let's get into it. So just going to go to the top lane here. So we don't really have a huge sample on a lot of these players, like I was saying. So if you're just looking at the board, you're going to see like only half of these teams have played, and they've only played 1 game or so far. So if I go over to the team spot right now, every single one of these teams has pretty much played just 1 game that is going to be playing today, whether it was in the yesterday slate or you were getting something from the play-in games. Those aren't going to be factored into here. So more games have obviously been played for each of these teams. They've each played within the past month as a team because of the play-in games that were held a couple of weeks back. So those things I will factor into my projections. You're going to see just up top some of the biggest favorites on the slate today as I pull them up. The biggest 2 favorites are going to be Schalke 04 is a minus 1,111 favorite, biggest on the day, and then Mouse Sports is a minus 1,000 favorite against ESB. You're going to have Fanic Rising a minus 526 favorite, and then you're going to have 2 big favorites as well in Movie Riders, and then you're going to have Team Gamer Legion, both 303 favorites, and then the smallest favorite of the day is Gamers Origin. So I'm really not getting to a lot of underdogs, at least right now. I mean, the slate starts in like 5 hours, so I've been doing some work towards building lineups. And yeah, Mouse Sports, Schalke 04, Fanic Rising, those teams, they look like pretty solid gets as big favorites. BTXL is the smallest underdog at 121. That's the team that I would probably go to if anything. I do think Kick Neosurf is interesting against Movie Riders today. I'll probably have some shares of them as well. But if you look at the top lane, if you look at my projections over my shoulder, again, these can be found on Patreon. And also mention that Monkey Knife Fight does sponsor these esports videos. Check out what they have to offer over there. Some really cool esports props. It's prop betting. And if you want $15 for free upon your first deposit and my League of Legends course for free, your minimum deposit of $10 will get you all of that as a bonus. Worked out a deal with them, so you can check that out. They do prop bets. They're the 3rd largest DFS site behind FanDuel and DraftKings, and they're quickly growing, so pretty cool to be partnering up with them. They seem like some really awesome guys and girls over there, so go ahead and support them. I do like a good amount of the favorites. Like SO4E is going to be my 2nd highest projected player with sleeping today from there. But if you're looking at just who I want to go to the most, and this is going to be really a factor of the slate, and I'm assuming a lot of people will be on this exact same way, it's just Mouse Sports. So Mouse Sports, just in general, they're facing a team today that not only today, but in general is going to die like 30 times a game. So when you factor in just these playing games, some of their past success and track record, or success lack thereof, as a team, you're going to see eSuba just dies a ton, and so does Team Singletary. So you're going to see Team Singletary died in their first game 36 times. 36 times. So these are only 1-round contests, and they died 36 times. eSuba died 27 times. These are not that good of teams, and this is just dating back to the playing games and a little bit more. So yeah, both Schalke 04 and Mouse Sports are on a tier of their own today. So getting in some sort sort of stack with them for is going to be interesting. I do think 4-2-1s are very interesting because you do have 6 teams to choose from today. You do have 6 victories, 6 winners to then choose from today. So going to some sort of 4-2-1 stack, 4-3 stack, obviously is where I still prefer. But I do think that your one-offs, you should really get creative. Now, with it being EU Masters, people are not yet as advanced, don't have their projections ready, or all of you watching this will have the same projections now. If you want a downloadable copy, again, you can get those on Patreon, so you can upload them into any of your optimizers of choice. But you do have the luxury of choosing between 6 winners. So what that does is it allows you to have a lot of different options, allows you to get unique. So if you wanted to go to Mouse Sports for a 4-man stack, you wanted to go to Schalke 04, and you still wanted to get both of those teams, I do think getting to Schalke 4's mid lane or AD carry as a one-off is very intriguing, and we'll get to those positions right now as I scroll down to the mid lane projections here. Mid lane projections, I have 3 players projected above 30 points. They are from SO4E, Mouse Sports, and Fantic, the 3 biggest favorites by a wide margin, all minus 500 favorites or better. I do think that my favorite from that is going to be Litter from Mouse Sports, but if you wanted to, say, with expensive players, you're probably not going to get teams stacking both 4-3 stacks of SO4E and Mouse Sports because of their price points. But if you can work out a way to get a 4-man stack of Mouse Sports in there, and then you get a one-off of the mid lane or AD carry, ideally, high-scoring players from SO4, you're going to automatically have a naturally and unique lineup. Now, with 6 teams, you might not have to force that in there because you can get unique elsewhere, but these teams are going to most likely blow the doors off of Team Singletary and East Suba. Maggie Felix is going to be a very appealing option as well. Honestly, point per dollar wise is my best mid-lane option on the slate today. It's just a factor of if you want to be stacking that way. I don't think it's a terrible idea. Like, I think if you wanted to just fade the 2 biggest favorites, if you're playing 1 to 5 lineups, doesn't seem like a terrible idea either. If you're playing 150, pretty dumb idea. But Fantic Rising starting there, that's a huge favorite that has a lot of scoring upside and is going to be the highest scoring position player here at mid laner with Maggie Felix. People want to get crazy with underdogs. I don't really have interest in much of the underdogs today. You're going to see that BTXL is the smallest underdog. I'll have some interest in them. The X's by their names mean that I have slight interest, but then don't really have any other interest in any of these other teams. Kick Neosurf is the only other team that I'll have somewhat interest in, maybe, but they really had a lot of success in their first game and in some play-in games against bad teams, i.e. Team Singletary, killing them 36 times in yesterday's contest. In their play-in games, they also had a lot of success against some bad teams, probably why they're here right now. So stick to the favorites today, in my opinion. If you want to go to an underdog, BTXL would be the one that I would be going towards. These are, I mean, this is a bracket, right? This is the European champions. This is some sort of huge tournament over there that's going to be going on that people who are not in the European League of Legends, the LEC, and it's just a bracket. So this is not like it's the regular season where you can just take a game off. Like, every single game matters if you actually want to be crowned the European champion. So I do think that favorites, their Vegas odds, especially when they're bigger, are very, very secure and solid compared to a regular season, because not only is the skill set there, the motivation is there. What we've been seeing in League of Legends and the LPL and the LCK the last couple of weeks is that huge favorites are losing because most likely the motivation isn't there for one reason or another. Motivation should by all means be here based on the fact that their wins matter every single win and every single time they're out there. Support players, I don't really have one that stands out. Whichever ones you want to go to, like, to be completely honest with you, the support players are really not going to stand out all that much for me. I'm not going to choose one over another. Yes, you can pair a support player with an AD carry. The correlation is not that much for me to really want to go out of my way to do it, though. Again, to whatever support players you feel comfortable. The 3 biggest favorites I will recommend as the 3 best support players, as my 3 highest projected support players. I do think that Wisdom from GL today, so that is Gamer Legion, Team Gamer Legion, is at least interesting because you get to save some money there, but these support players are cheap. Like, your most expensive one is 6,400 from Mouse Sports. You're probably looking, if you can get 23 points out of a support player today, even 22, you're probably looking at one of the 3 or 4 highest support players on the slate. I have 3 players projected for 23 or more. They're the 3 biggest favorites. Shouldn't shock anybody. This is a favorite slate. Ride your favorites or die trying, right? Or die trying to go against that. AD carry now. So this is what I'm talking about with AD carry. You can see my 2 highest projected. I have 4 players over 40 or over 30 points today, over 31 for all of them. So my goal would be to get 2 of these players into my lineups. Now, you can do that with maybe movie riders that is a little bit of a cheaper with Java at 7,800, but then they're all $8,000 or above. But let's just say that you had a 4-man stack with Mouse Sports and Jessica was in there somewhere, highest projected player on the slate for me today at 33.5 points at AD carry. Now, if you can get in your AD carry spot, maybe not Neon because of the price point, but you can get Java in there because of this price savings of $400 to 7,800. You now have a very unique lineup if you have a 4-man stack of Mouse Sports, the one off there, and now you're set to go. Just find your 2-man stack that's a little bit cheaper. Maybe you go to one of the smaller favorites like Team Gamer Legion, something like that. Or if you just think that it's way too expensive to be 4-man stacking Mouse Sports, 4-man stack Fantic, who you get a little bit of price savings for at each position, and then get your one off there of Jessica or the mid lane option from Mouse Sports, whatever it might be. So I think that one-offing team slots is what a lot of people do. They just one-off the team slot because it's cheap, it's easier to do, and you can get the victory there. But I think one-offing other spots like mid lane and AD carry, and even jungler to an extent, higher scoring, higher variant with higher ceiling players, it gives you a more unique lineup without being a bad lineup. When you one off team slots, you might be taking a team slot that is just going to score the same as everybody else. And how are you really separating yourself? When you one off an AD carry who's projected to score 31 compared to some AD carries projected to score 21 today, you're really making yourself a little bit unique there. So I would rank the AD carries today, Mouse Sports Jeskla, probably X Maddie just because of the price savings from Fantic, and then I would go to Neon and Java in that order. I do think that any of the favorites today look good. Once again, BTXL would be the only underdog that I take a stab on today, and I'm not going to be taking a huge stab there. So now you can see the final two positions are over my shoulder. Team slots and jungler, I can just tell you right now that Mouse Sports Obsess is the by far best jungler on the slate for me, projection-wise, going to pop up a ton. I only have one player projected above 27 points, and it's Obsess above 30 points today. I only have two players projected above 25 points, Obsess and then Gilius from Shulk 04. So these two teams, if you're playing one lineup, get to one of them in your four-man stack, and then get if you're playing one lineup, I would say get to one of them in your four-man stack, and either get a slight underdog in your three-man stack, or build a unique three-man stack around that. Or more than likely, a better way to do it would be a 4-2-1 stack to get unique that way. But there's 6 teams on the slate, so if you can just get a smaller underdog with a bigger favorite and go from there, you should be good to go if you can build unique within that lineup. This is a slate where I am putting a mid lane or an AD carry in my captain spot if I only have a couple of lineups. Even in my 150, I don't know if I'm in a 150 today. I was playing around with it. I did a crunch of like 300 lineups. Even in my crunch of that, I probably am going to come out with a lot of mid lane and AD carry. Then a huge drop off the jungler, then a huge drop off the top lane and support. The support players in this slate, none of them really stand out as like elite support players, and the same exact thing can be said for the top lane. When you have a lot of good AD carry and mid laners, odds are somebody's going to be popping up in the captain spot from them just based on how many points they do score. So jungler, it's a pretty big drop off after Obsess, then it's a decent sized drop off after Gilius, and then you get a couple more of the favorites in there. Not really going to touch on any of the underdogs. I don't really want to get there at all. I'm probably going to just cross out most of Team Singletary and Isaba and maybe Energy Wizards at that point, and just completely cross out the 3 big underdogs. And then team projections. So this is the final projections here, just a team. That's just what I get to at the end of the day. You can end up going there if you would like. Any of these teams that are favorites or you think have a chance to win, so the 6 teams or the 7 teams that I think have a chance to win, I'll have exposure to. The teams that by far are my highest projected players are the 2 biggest favorites. That's just going to happen. The more kills that you get, the more objectives that you'll probably correlate to getting, and so on and so forth, the quicker win time potentially. We've already seen Mouse Sports in their first game win in under 30 minutes, so there's a bonus there. We saw a couple other teams win in under 30 minutes. Energy Wizards actually did too in their first game. Fantic Rising did as well. So with that being said, thank you for tuning into this. This is a little bit of a different video for the League of Legends stuff. If you're used to my normal videos, I have all the stats above me, kills per round, deaths per round, damage percentage, all that stuff, right? Deaths, all that, KDR, so Vegas odds. So just to give you an idea, once we have some more games in and those stats can actually populate and feel good in a presentation manner, I'll put them on screen. But these are just the projections. Again, you can use these if you're building a couple lineups. These are the exact projections I'll be using unless something changes with the lineups, which there's a couple of spots where there could be lineup changes here or there, like one position with one team, but that's about it. I doubt we see major lineup changes since we kind of already know what the lineups to expect from the playing games and from yesterday's game. So thank you for tuning into this. If you are indeed still here, please, I ask you, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Let me know in the comments below. How are you celebrating National Take a Chance Day today? Where are you going to shoot your shot today? But thanks for tuning in. My name is Sal Vetri. I appreciate it. Check out Patreon if you want more exclusive content. If you want to play over on Monkey Knife Fight, some player props, get some betting action down. They got some stuff, a free contest over there for the NFL Draft. There's a link down below in the description. What that does is if you sign up, $10 minimum deposit, they'll hit you with a $15 credit for using my link, and then I'll also send you my League of Legends DFS course, which is, I believe, still a $30 value. So thanks for tuning in. My name's Sal Vetri. You already know that. Go bink a slate. Go do something crazy today. Enjoy your Thursday. Enjoy the NFL Draft, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed that video above my head. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, I do ask you if you can please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a good amount to reach more people. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's over there. Right in the corner is my @SalVetriDFS Twitter. And then above, you'll find my Patreon link. You can click on that if you want more exclusive content for me. Or a video is going to pop up, so why don't you check that one out as well. I think it's going to be beneficial for you. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.